Okay, welcome back. We're going to do the second Frit technique. Again, I have a pre-prepared core bead, which I'm going to introduce to the flame slowly. Use a Davardi warmer. You can also get them on Amazon. They're called curling iron warmers. They get to a very hot temperature. Do not put a cold bead in there and expect it to warm it up because it warms very fast. I made these in the flame, and then I put them into a hot warmer so that they would stay nice and hot, and then I'm bringing them into the flame slowly. If you're using this to heal a bead, just remember after you've healed the bead and the crack and it comes out of the kiln and it's nice and cool, use a polariscope to make sure that you have relieved all the tension. You can get the films necessary to make a polariscope from Helico glass, very inexpensive. You need a light source from underneath, and they're actually pretty cool to play with, and if you're a fuser, you're also familiar with them. Helps you determine COE. Alright, so this bead is nice and warm, no cracks, no explosions, and on this one, I'm going to show you a swirling technique and how to kind of double up. What we're going to do is we're going to do a swirl of silver mica, which I know is not Frit, but it is one of my favorite things to work with. And this time we're going to keep it on the surface, and then we're going to cover it with the blue Reichenbach Frit, and you will see a different effect that you would not see elsewhere. It adds sparkle and it adds texture to your bead, makes it not smooth but kind of organic. Again, I need my skin nice and warm. I'm going to go over here. To get a swirl, you want your line at an angle and your bead straight, or the other way around. You want your bead at an angle and your line straight. You'll see what I mean. So just kind of watch. I'm just trying to get an even skin heat going all the way around here. Do not press hard when you're picking up your Frit once it's lined out, or it will misshapen your bead. Line at an angle, bead is straight, spiral it, and I had my Frit and my mica too close, but you get the idea. You can see how it spirals on the bead. I have a lot of stuff lined out on my little marver for different classes. Working with mica, you want to get it to stick, but you do not want to cook it too hard or it will simply burn out of your glass. Now I'm going to keep this warm, and I'm going to take a minute and get that mica out of my way so that I can use the Reichenbach without it being in my way. I should have used a bigger or different marver between these. Okay, here we go. We're going to try to get the Reichenbach to lay right over the mica. So I need the bead warm. Again, you don't want to burn out your Frit. This is tricky. This is tricky, you intermediates. This is where I want you to go. Alright, line at an angle, bead nice and straight. Start where you started the other one. Oops. Nope, see, not warm enough. Not warm enough. It didn't want to pick up the Frit. So we're going to risk burning the mica a little bit. I'm going to get that skin nice and warm. Give myself a little more heat. This is how you learn. Come on. There we go. I'm heating along the mica line because that's where I want it to stick. We'll give it another try. Part of the trick here is that my studio is very cold, so things are chilling. And I haven't done this technique in a long time. So, and also I should have used a finer Frit. Frit comes in 4 grades. You have coarse, medium, fine, and powder. When doing this, you want to match your mica and your Frit. And I didn't. My Frit is fine. My mica is more medium. So I'm not going to get the effect I really was looking for, but it will give you an idea. You saw how to spiral, and you can do that with all sorts of fun things. I'm going to pick up some more blue Frit, and I'm going to change this over and show you a slightly different technique. We're going to get a little more from the line. There we go. simply didn't have it warm enough. You can see the mica kind of flaring up there. Now remember, when you have frit and it's sticking out, if you see it start to go white hot, you're burning out the color. Back off. Now what will happen is the frit will melt and push the mica around. If you do a green bead, put mica on it, and then use blue frit, you get, it looks like a planet. You get an earth-like look, and it's really, really cool looking. So, you know, the sparkle from the frit adds so much to it. Alright. And if you swirl it, you can mix them all together. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. This is how we learn. Change it up. Do something different. I'm going to swirl this a little. I'm basically just going back and forth as I twist. I lost my shape. That's okay. When you're getting your shape back, heat one side, let the other side cool. That way the one side shapes to what you want, the other side helps you keep that shape. Now I'm heating the other side. When you're experimenting, experiment. Don't give up if you don't get the technique you want. Always finish your bead. Even if it's not what you thought it was going to be, you would be surprised what comes out of the kiln. The kiln fairies can be so generous sometimes, and things come out and you're looking at them going, oh my god, I never planned that. I never would have thought of that. And there it is. It's beautiful. My ends are a little dull. I'm going to pull some color out into them and just do little swirls. Another way to do this is with a stringer. Since I used blue frit, I'm going to use a blue stringer, and I'm going to take it, I'm going to heat one spot right between the two colors, give myself a little swirl, take it out of the heat. If you swirl it too much, it's going to bunch up. Let it cool. Blow on it if you're impatient. Do not burn your lips. Let it come out. Now I have a blue dot. This is opaque. That stuff is transparent, but you won't be able to tell the difference really once it mixes in. Get my shape back. If you flatten your swirl, you're not going to have as nice a shape, so I'm going to leave that partly 3D. Bring that up so you can see it. See how I got a little bit of swirl there? Donna Felkner also showed you how to do this, how to use the stringer and to really mix it up and get swirls that are planned, where the whole bead is planned. So definitely check out her video as well. She tends to make less mistakes than I do, but I'm more of a sculptural sort of bead maker. I'm not as much a straight bead maker because I just, after a while, I find that kind of unchallenging. But I love doing different techniques like this. Remember your insurance heat. I've been working in particular spots. You want to keep your bead from cracking over here, and when you put it in the kiln, you want to make sure that everything's the same heat. I don't like too many bumpies unless they're planned. So again, round it out. There we go, but you don't want to lose your swirl. There you go. So I've got two. 1, 2. Me being kind of the person that I am, I will never stop at 2 on an artistic thing. I will do a third, and this time I'm going to go a different direction. I chose a spot where there's light, there's mica, and there's blue. And I'm doing a nice twist. It didn't really grab the mica. That's okay. It's going to look cool anyways. Snap it off. This plunge and snap method will leave a little piece of color. If you don't want that color there, use clear or don't plunge as much. Just use the surface or use a matching color to what you're doing. That way the center of it looks like you planned it to be that color. And there you go. So, mica swirl, sort of Reichenbach swirl, and then counter swirls. I call them little hurricanes. This can also be used to create wave effects if you have a multicolor bead. Many of you have seen those, the ocean beads. Those are so much fun once you get going with those. Okay, so that's a chaos bead, a controlled chaos bead. And I'll be back in a minute with a third technique, and we'll see you then. Thank you.